Your APIs are slow, but log says everything is fine. CPU is fine, database is fine, your service is fine, then what is slow and why it is slow? Now imagine tracking a request across services, every functions, every DB call. You can think of the effort, right? Today I will show you how to debug like big tech companies using distributed tracing with Jaeger. Let's say user hits your API, user to the API gateway, user service, and it's stuck at the database. So now the request is slow. Where is the problem? There is no, we cannot trace it, right? Log says something, metric says something, and you will be just guessing. Hours of debugging into API gateway, user service, and database and external API, and you don't have a clue what is going wrong. So before we talk distributed, let's try to understand the tracing itself. What is tracing? A user request is flowing through function A, function B, database, and response, right? So in a monolith, you can add a logs, use a debugger, you can step through all the code. Tracing is like a recording a path plus timing a request, right? So when your request flows through your service, your code, your database, your network call, maybe Redis, type ORM database operations, it creates the traces, right? Because request is going through multiple things. So this is called a simple tracing of any monolith or microservice. But what is distributed tracing? In a microservice, one request goes through multiple services. So this is the simple tracing is simple, okay, user request calls different functions. But the problem in the microservice is because the logs are distributed for each and every service. Each service has its own logs. No shared debugger timestamp does not match because there can be asynchronous communication. How you will connect the dots between different microservices? So this is the problem. Logs are scattered, timestamp does not match. How do you connect the dots of in the microservices environment? I mean, tracing in a monolith is still fine because it's a one single monolith. The whole code base in a single service, you should be able to track it, the function call to all the path it has covered. But in microservices, in the distributed environment where you are running multiple lambdas, running a different containers, it's not easy to trace and debug. So then what is the solution? The solution is the trace ID. One request, one trace ID. Now this request can flow through tons of services. I don't care. So the trace ID actually take care of the full journey of request. You can see here, this is the trace ID visualization. Trace comes to the generated from API gateway from some service. It goes to user service, other service, payment service, database. And through that trace, you will be able to know what is the actual bottleneck. So these are the concepts, the trace ID, span ID, attribute, and event. These are the things which we need to track using the distributed tracing. So even one request is flowing through 5 different services or 5 different servers, the trace ID, one ID, which is connecting all the dots, and you should be able to visualize all of them together. Then there comes another question, what is a trace and what is a span? I mean, I already covered OpenTelemetry, observability using OpenTelemetry in the microservices, where we have covered all these topics, but the traces here. Traces is like a simple entire journey of a simple request, right? From the moment user clicks on to the request to the final response the user has received, we attach a trace ID. And the trace ID actually traces the flow of the whole request. What is a span? Span is a single operation within a trace. So trace contains like the big picture. Span is actually underneath a particular service. Like API gateway will have its own span, user service will have its own span. Inside a user service, this request might have executed 5 functions and then switch back to the order service. So span can represent a single function, simple database query, simple Redis operation, simple network request, right? So span attributes an event. Like attributes are like tags which you can attach, like what is the HTTP method, what is the URL, what was the user ID, what was the session authorization ID. Events like the whole complete events, the DB query start, error occurred, succeeded, and then trace ID is actually the parent of everything, which connects all these things together. This is important, right? Because you are doing tracing. Now we talk about the span. Span is actually a part of the trace, and inside a span also you can put a label. Okay, this span is a server, client, internal, producer, consumer, Redis, database. So you will know by the name, because what we are doing, we are giving them a label that will help you to understand who is calling whom, right? So in the distributed trace, when you see those things inside a Jaeger or any tool, you should be able to understand. Okay, user clicks on buy button, server API gateway receives the request, Then API gateway calls the user service, which is server label. User service receives a call internal. Then it has sent it to the asynchronous API gateway producer. These are the labels which can help you. These are the kind of the spans. Now these traces and the span or these labels, is there any industry standard in which we can define them? Yes. OpenTelemetry is the library which can generate these traces. Okay, this library help you to either automatic instrumentation or manual instrumentation. I mean, these library help you so that you attach some code, metadata code in your Express TypeScript or Nestjs, and it should be able to generate the traces. Now you can actually attach a target, like, okay, I can just have a simple OpenTelemetry SDK, Node SDK in my Nestjs Express TypeScript app. I can send those traces to the Grafana, Prometheus Grafana, or I can send it to Jaeger, or I can send it to -0, Datadog, or anything, because these are all external platform, backend platform, Jaeger, Grafana, Prometheus. They understand how to read those traces, the span, tags, traces, logs. But there should be a common standard using which we are generating code in a service. So how can we say that now this problem will be over? Because I will attach a trace ID when the user send a request from the UI click. That trace ID will go to the API gateway, user service, database, external API, and I will be able to know based on that trace ID that where things are wrong, where is the actual delay happening, either in the database query or in the Redis or some HTTP timeout in the external API call. This is how the trace ID will help us to navigate through everything without putting huge effort in debugging things. So this is a simple demo. I don't want to put so many fancy things. I already have an OpenTelemetry with the Nestjs, and a separate video I will attach a link. But this is simple Express application with the OpenTelemetry, and then we are sending all these logs to Jaeger. Okay. So what we are doing here is, you can see simple Express application. I imported this OpenTelemetry API library, which gives me traces, span kind, and a span status code, span status code. I got the tracer from this. It is called manual instrumentation, and I'm attaching tracer for each and everything. And to simulate this kind of a delay, validate request, fetch from database, transform data, we do it in the real microservice, but here I just need to simulate it. So what I'm doing is, I'm just created this simulate work function. What it is doing is, if you look at this simple function, which is taking operation name and duration, it is adding just a simple set timeout delay, so that we should be able to simulate the delayed operation, right? Like API order. It is validating the user, then check inventory, process payment, create order. Because I don't have multiple microservices, so trying to simulate the same thing here. And then at the end, if there is error status code, otherwise response.json, trace ID, I'm attaching it to here, the trace ID. Okay, so we got the tracer, and we are trying to show the simple demo here. And before starting the application, what we are doing here is simple. These are the create order and app.listen. Simple, we are starting the application here. Now to enable the tracing, obviously we need to have this tracing setup, which is common and generic setup for each and every setup of Node.js based. What you need to do is simple require Node SDK, OpenTelemetry SDK, and you need to start it. And trace exporter, this is important, right? Because we are going to use Jaeger to export these traces, and Jaeger should be able to show all the traces visually there, right? And this tracer can be -0, Jaeger, or any other platform. We are going to export all these traces to Jaeger. So tracer exporter, and here we are initializing this SDK, which is OpenTelemetry Node SDK, and this is the trace exporter we are passing. This is the generic instrumentation we are doing. Instrumentation means when you are adding OpenTelemetry, by default it will enable the instrumentation of Express, instrumentation of HTTP library, which is coming with the Node.js code. SDK start. Obviously now I need to actually add this inside app.js, so that when I start the server, this tracing gets initiated. So I need to load this at the top of the code, and this is kind of a generic setup which you can use for any microservice. And here the API slow, API external, these are like simple test endpoints I have created, so we can have a simple demo to showcase, like, let's say if there is a delay in a particular operation, how we can visualize those traces, those span with the different labels like internal, external, database, order, internal microservices, and error, right? all these things we should be able to visualize it on Jaeger. So what I will do is I will start this simple express application, which is written in simple Node.js, and we will see how it works together. So for this simple setup, what do we need is simple Docker compose file. Here you can see this is Jaeger tracing. This is the image. I will just do Docker compose up. It will start the Docker container, and I will just do npm run start, because what we are running is simple app.js, which is importing the tracing on top, right, and starting the server. And here you can see these are the APIs which we can play to see the traces. So this is our Jaeger. Jaeger is running on this particular port, which is 16686, and here I can see my application. I can do find traces, and now what I will do is I will try to run my application, and I will try to hit these sample endpoints to simulate the network delay, timeout in the HTTP calls and all those things. So these are my HTTP calls which I'm sending, and this is giving me the trace ID for each and every call. Let's try to see this thing in the Jaeger. So here I can see in the drop down get API, and I can find the traces, and you can see I hit this API for the 4 or 5 times. And in these traces, I can see 4 spans, right? This is simple middleware query, then it goes to the express init, and then request handler. I mean, this is the auto instrumentation of express, because that we have added already. So all these instrumentation is happening automatically. Now we'll try to simulate the other operation. So this is the other operations. I hit this couple of times, and now let's see the Jaeger. Let's select the appropriate operation. Find traces. This is the API slow, and here we can see 7 spans are there, and we can go through one of them. This is the middleware, express API. This is the handler, right? API slow. This is the validation request. Now, because you have splitted this request into multiple operations, validate request, fetch from database, and transformation of data. So you can see all these traces has been calculated here. I mean, all the processes. And you can see how many durations each one took. You can see 10 millisecond. Here it is taking 500 millisecond. That is strange, right? That is what I wanted to highlight. That you can actually track the delay happening in your APIs like this, because this is a span, which is just nothing but execution by a particular method. And it can calculate the duration of execution of that particular method using this approach. Let's see the other span, which is order. It should take more time. So let's see, I will reload this thing and find traces. These are the 8 different span in this thing, and it shows API, validate user, query, express init. So here you can see 200 milliseconds, check inventory 50, middleware, all these spans. This is what I was talking about. And here I can track all the different spans that this request is going through. I mean, in this whole trace, I can see that this payment is taking 200 milliseconds. I mean, we can improve our performance if we need to on this particular point. Why it is taking 200 milliseconds? Now let's take a look at another example. So we are looking at the error traces. When there is an error has occurred, right? Middleware, query, API error. And then it is starting the process. There is one warning, 51 millisecond, 20 milliseconds. So when we track down the API, we are able to know where the API error has occurred. From this dashboard also, when you see this red span, you will be able to know, okay, this is the error span where the API error has occurred. So this is how companies like Uber, Netflix debug systems. What we are doing, we are able to find the slow APIs instantly, detect failure across different services, understand service dependencies. So if you are building a microservices and not using these platforms, tracing, then you are basically debugging blindly. So in coming videos also, I will try to show you the observability and monitoring the microservices using different toolings, which are really helpful in the production environment.